I'm Richard Roeper, and coming up next, 20 years after the release of Reservoir Dogs, let's take a look at my favorite Quentin Tarantino productions of all time. Whether he's writing, producing, directing, acting, and/or presenting a movie, Quentin Tarantino is one of the 2 or 3 most influential filmmakers of the last 20 years. Here's my countdown of my favorite Tarantino films.
Excuse me. Hello, Mama. I'm his father. How are you?
Well, that's all right. I'm his wife, Alabama Worley. Pleased to meet you.
At number 5, I have True Romance. The only reason I don't have it higher is that Tarantino did write the screenplay, but the late Tony Scott was the director, and so must receive much of the credit for this cult classic. I've seen this film at least a dozen times, and I'll never grow tired of watching certain classic scenes featuring that signature Tarantino dialogue.
You're Sicilian, huh?
Whether it's Dennis Hopper squaring off against Christopher Walken or Brad Pitt stoned out of his mind on the sofa, this is one wickedly funny film noir. At number 4, Inglourious Basterds. The opening 15 minutes of this film were more riveting than most entire movies.
I want to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor for my invaluable assistance in the toppling of the Third Reich.
Christoph Waltz won the Oscar by virtue of that opening scene alone. This is an outlandishly entertaining alternate universe version of World War II.
What did you say to Pai Mei to make him snatch out your eye? I called him a miserable old fool.
My number 3 Tarantino film is the 2-part epic Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. This homage to the action movies of the East and the West is an exercise in beautiful excess with some of the most thrilling fight sequences ever put on film, often with women at the forefront. Although released separately, Kill Bill should be viewed as one complete masterpiece.
Go home to your mother!
At number 2, the film that announced Tarantino to the world, Reservoir Dogs.
Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
It's not as if he invented pop culture dialogue and stylized violence and hipster soundtracks, but he mashed them all together to create a new form of cinematic expression that was imitated 100 times over the ensuing decades. From the opening sequence, we knew we were seeing a new, bold, creative voice.
And you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
Oh man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what the quarter pounder is.
Well, what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
And at number 1, the film that should have won the Best Picture Oscar over Forrest Gump. The film that reminded us of why John Travolta and Bruce Willis became movie stars in the first place. The film that gave us the Royale with cheese in Ezekiel 25:17. The film that turned on itself in time-bending fashion. A film I'd put in my top 20 list of my all-time favorite movies. Pulp Fiction. Great performances, amazing writing, perfect music, crisp cinematography, terrific sets, and 1,000 small perfect touches. One of the greatest movies ever made.
Come on, man, let's go get a steak.
You can get a steak here, Daddy-O. Don't be a...
I'm Richard Roeper. I'll see you at the movies.